Hey folks, well, Bitcoin is at a crucial place now. Make or break. It's going to be make or break. So is the stock market. But this episode is going to be about the Bitcoin whales. They are finally on the move. Look at this. Look at this. Bitcoin whales making some big moves here. What does all this mean? So what I mean by the fact that Bitcoin is at a crucial place right now. Well, if you guys been watching my videos, you know what I'm talking about. Bitcoin is now pushing against this massive trend line here, resistance, and it's just popped above, right? Right now, it's just popped above. I'm talking here, recording this video on the weekend. This is a Sunday. This is a Saturday Asian time. And look at this peekaboo situation. Bitcoin has been rejected so many times. In fact, last time I called successfully for an ABC pullback to 73K. We almost got there. We got to 74K. I said it would hit resistance at 88.6. It got exactly there, hit resistance, and boom, right? And now 86K, I've been saying that's the crucial level to watch. That's the crucial level to watch, right? And whilst Bitcoin is flirting with this, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More than a week now. More than a week Bitcoin has spent just trying to flirt with this line. Why doesn't Bitcoin punch through? Well, it can't punch through because the stock market hasn't confirmed yet. The stock market is nowhere near confirming because of all the tariff dramas. So what clues can we get? Well, we can look at if the Bitcoin whales are buying or selling, and how much are they buying or how much are they selling. And that's going to be a major clue. But before we answer that question, first let's answer which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses crypto exchange that is non-KYC. That means you do not need to show any ID. That means even the exchange itself cannot see you, right? So that means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, the FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. And that's why total privacy, Pablo likes them so much. I've made this deal with them, the Pablo link, inviting you to trade over 8,000 US dollars of newbie prizes just by signing up and joining, right, to trade. 1.3 million global users, and it's now the fastest growing crypto exchange in the world. It's the largest non-KYC exchange in the world right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. If you're watching from any other platform such as this one, then basically just go to my profile page and click on the Stand link, right? And it'll be the first deal that comes up because this is a big deal that Pablo has made with Bitunix. Thank you. Let's move on back to the markets. And just keep in mind, folks, this is only on the Pablo link. Okay, Bitcoin basically needs to break through, but it needs to be confirmed by the stock market because the entire stock market is basically doing the same thing. It's basically also trying to break through its own, right, trend line. But it can't because why? Because the tariffs. A lot of drama with the tariffs. So let's have a look at what the Bitcoin whales are doing, okay? The Bitcoin whales are doing this. And this is a very important chart because this is the Bitcoin wallets of whales with more than 1,000 Bitcoin. This is 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoins. And you should know that's the key category to follow. That's where all the real whales are. And basically, so the orange line is Bitcoin addresses with more than Bitcoin address count. And these blue bars are essentially a 30-day average of that Bitcoin whale count. Okay, so now, is this signal accurate? Does it work? Let's check out throughout its recent history. So there was a big drop here at the end of May. At the end of May 2024, right? Suddenly gone from accumulation to boom, big drop into selling territory. End of May, it gave us a sell signal on Bitcoin. Is it accurate? Let's have a look. End of May 2024. Okay, do you remember what Bitcoin did back then? So Bitcoin in May 2024 was basically hovering around 74K. It hit 74K. This was in March, and then March again, April, and then May. It went down to as low as 57K, bounced up to 71K again on the 21st of May. And everyone including myself, thought, okay, Bitcoin's doing a bull flag, boom, 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 it's going to break through. But all the whales are selling here. All the whales are selling here, selling in the high 60s, in the low 70s, in the high 70s once again. See, this is June 7th. By June 7th, what were the whales doing? Let's have a look. By June 7th, the whales were deep into their selling. They were deep into their selling. That would have been a very good signal that Bitcoin whales were selling and to get out. I wish I paid more attention to it. Would have gotten, my followers and my Discord out around here. That would have been a legendary move, because then Bitcoin went on to boom, hit 53K, 49K, and 52K, right? What I called a head, shoulder, head, bottom, and then went for the big run up. But did the whales tell us to buy during this period, to accumulate? Okay, let's have a look at what the whale signal was. Well, the whales turned it from negative selling into, started buying around mid-July. And you could say, oh, well, look, you can't trust it when it goes from negative to just turning positive. Give it some time. So we wait into August, goes a little bit negative, but turns positive again. So by now, you could definitely say, by the middle of August, late August, you could definitely say, well, the trend has changed into buying. A little bit of selling, but more buying, right? By September, you could definitely say, okay, look, that's buying with very little selling. By late September, a little bit selling, not much. And again, big buying in October. By now, you could definitely say, look, we've not had much selling for like 4 months now, and not huge amounts of buying, but certainly buying by whales. So by October, you probably would have thought, look, this is certainly buying. And okay, let's have a look at what price was like in October, September, October. And remember, you don't need the signal to be spot on, to be very accurate. You basically waited 4 months for the signal to turn, and by October, Bitcoin had just got up to 60K, 58, 60K. Like if you took this signal in August or September, then great, you would have picked up Bitcoin in the 50s, but we're at least in the low 60s, and then boom, it took off to 108, 109K. Of course, around this time, I was saying Bitcoin's going to 94K. I said basically we're going to break out and hit from this area to 94K. I kept on showing folks that this was a double head shoulder pattern, and we're going to hit 94K, and kept on saying that in my Discord, on Twitter, in my videos, and but you all know this by now if you've been following me. So then, when did the whales give us the sell signal? Okay, let's have a look. Well, the whales told us it was time to sell when, see, this signal suddenly, well, you could say, well, that's not really a sell signal. That's not really a sell signal. But then the buying was small, selling and buying equaled each other. Kind of became the same, right? So now you need to be careful, because then there was not a lot of buying, and equally, there's as much buying as they were selling. So whales were undecided. This was early December. And then whales turned really negative into selling by mid to late December. Mid to late December, boom, lots of selling. Early to mid-January, boom, lots of selling. So you surely would have seen the signal here by late December and early Jan, if not mid-Jan. So let's have a look at where we are on the charts. With that, on the charts, okay. So by late December, mid to late December, which is around here, right? After the first 108K, it was giving us this signal, right, around this 98, 100K area. And then by January, this is January 2025, we're looking at January, and mid-January, it went again to 109K, 106K, stayed there for all of January. And the bear market started kind of end of Jan, start of Feb. So again, that was a very, very good signal. Now, personally, for folks who've been watching me, I was saying we need to go at least 50% defensive around that time. I said a lot of the whales Bitcoin and Ethereum are selling on both of them. And the bullish momentum on both Bitcoin and ETH has stopped. So we need to turn defensive at least 50%, if not more. I've said this in my Discord a number of times. I've made videos about this. Folks who've been watching me will know this. And of course, I wish I took it even more seriously and said we should be 80% defensive or 100% defensive. So again, that signal worked out great. And now look at what the signal is saying now. So here it is. Now this is this is like late February. The signal started turning up, and early March, right? And now early mid-April. That's a big signal. When was the last time the signals were this strong with buying? That was back in April 2024. Remember this entire period, right? From July to December 2024, look at the buying here. It was nowhere near as strong as what we're having right now. Look how much buying there is. Look at the orange line. Boom, it just rocketed off. There's not another part of the chart in the last 2 years, 24 months, where we see this. This buying, we haven't seen since 2 years ago. This entire period of July to December, we have not seen any buying like this. Let's compare that to the charts. So basically, this entire period of July to let me get that. Okay, this entire period of July to December. So, yeah. So from here, from July, right, when Bitcoin was 52K, 49K, 52K, 60K, and then ran all the way up to what, like 100K. This entire period of accumulation, whales were accumulating, but they were dollar cost averaging in. They were not buying that much. Look at this, right? Look at this. They were not buying that much. Look how much they're buying now. Look how much these 1,000 Bitcoin whales to 10,000 Bitcoin whales are buying now. Look at this orange chart. Boom. Somehow they really started buying once we entered March. Once we got into March, they really started buying, right? Really started buying. There's a bit of falling off, bit of sloping off recently due to the whole tariff drama, but that's still significant buying. It hasn't turned negative. By no means, orange line hasn't fallen back, hasn't come down. We're not seeing blue bars in the negative. So they're still buying, just not as much as before. So what's the reason for this? If I had to guess, my guess is going to be that United States has about $7 trillion, not billion, $7 trillion of debt renewal coming up, which means they have to find buyers for $7 trillion of US Treasury bonds. And I don't think they can do it. Why? Because the United States only collects taxes of something like just short of $5 trillion a year. But in the next 2 months, by June, mid-June, end of June, 2 months or so, they need to find $7 trillion US dollars. Who are the buyers? Well, Wall Street, China, Japan, Germany, European Union. Well, guess what? Trump just pissed off a lot of those people. And even if he did not piss them off, even if those people want to buy, they can't. Why? Because there's so much tariffs. How they can't export to the United States US because of the high tariffs. So they can't earn any US dollars. The only way China, Japan, EU earns US dollars is by exporting goods, exporting something to the United States, and they get paid in US dollars. If China exports to the European Union, they get paid in euros, well, sometimes in US dollars. So therefore, they don't have money to buy. And we can see how angry and how upset Wall Street is at Trump because this Jerome Powell guy really represents the interests of all those big bankers. I mean, he's literally elected by the bankers. The Federal Reserve Chairman is not elected by the US government, by the president. That's why Trump can't fire him right now. That's what this whole drama is all about. He's elected by the bankers, and they are really trying to make Trump suffer right now. You can literally see it, right? They're just not cutting interest rates, not helping Trump at all. So In the end, I don't think Trump can. This is a big, bold prediction, but I don't think Trump in the end can finance this $7 trillion in the next 2 months. It's like a very tall task. I'd be very surprised if he did. So it's going to be up to the Federal Reserve to come in, and they're going to have to buy it because they're going to have to stabilize the U.S. bond market. When Federal Reserve buys bonds, that's called QE, quantitative easing. And when the Fed does that, usually gold does this, and gold has been doing this. If you notice, gold is making new all-time high, all-time high, all-time highs. And then also Bitcoin likes it, really likes it when the Fed does QE. Altcoins as well. So we need to watch out for altcoins as well. Okay, thank you guys. I'll catch you guys for the next episode. It's getting really interesting now.